Welcome back. A Senegalese court has blocked two prominent opposition figures from running in the presidential elections next month. Former Dakar Mayor Khalifa Sall and ex-minister Karim Wade have been accused of convictions for misuse of funds. Local media adds that the court authorized 5 candidates, including outgoing head of state Macky Sall. The 4 other candidates in the February 24 vote will be a rising opposition MP Ousmane Sonko, former Prime Minister Idrissa Seck, Madické Niang, and associate of former President Abdoulaye Wade, and El Hadj Sall of the Unity and Assembly Party. President Sall, who is not related to the 2 other men bearing that name, was elected in 2012. Millions of children are back to school today in Guinea for their first classes in more than 3 months after teachers ended a strike action. Local media reports that the teachers' union agreed a deal with the government 4 days ago over pay and work conditions. The strike began at the start of October 2018 after the teachers' union accused the government of going back on the terms of a previous deal, promising a pay rise. The wage deal with the government should guarantee teachers a 40% pay rise. Over 300 migrants have arrived at Malaga port in southern Spain aboard a Spanish Coast Guard vessel. They were picked up in the Mediterranean Sea on Monday as they tried to reach Europe. Earlier, one of the migrants, a woman who was at an advanced stage of pregnancy, was dropped off in the port of Motril, where she was taken to hospital. The Red Cross said that there were 78 women and 14 children among the 333 people rescued. Spain has replaced Italy as the destination of choice for migrants crossing the Mediterranean to Europe, according to European Union estimates published in January. Okay, now let's go drink some coffee all the way from Ethiopia. Although a slump in global coffee prices to their lowest in nearly 13 years is raising questions about whether it's worth growing beans at all in traditional coffee heartlands like Ethiopia. In the highlands of Ethiopia, coffee farmers are seriously thinking about calling time on an industry that has sustained families for generations.
Over the past year, the amount farmers like Joseph Lima get for a kilogram of coffee beans has fallen a third to 8 birr, or just 29 cents, reducing his income from a cappuccino sold in the West for $3 to $4 to under a cent. Unlike producers of commodities such as oil and natural gas, coffee farmers have long suffered from being at the wrong end of the value chain, receiving only a small fraction of the retail price of their crop.
The price of coffee has certainly gone down. However, we cannot stop growing coffee just because the price has gone down. We're not going to be lazy. Even the price of gold fluctuates on the international market, let alone coffee. It will go up at some point and then down at some point. That is how coffee prices behave.
A slump in global coffee prices to their lowest in nearly 13 years is raising questions about whether it's worth growing beans at all in some of the traditional coffee heartlands of Central America, Colombia, and Ethiopia.
If the price of coffee continues to fall like this, the situation will force the farmer to consider changing to growing other crops. So far, they have not done that because the government is subsidizing them by making different contributions, such as supplying coffee trees and providing trainings. We also tell them the future is bright. However, it has heavily affected the farmer's life because the cost of living and their revenue is not matching at all.
But at the other end of the chain, coffee has never been hotter. Millennials in the West who grew up with Starbucks drink a lot and have fueled a proliferation of coffee shops as well as innovations from cold brew to nitrogen coffee. The industry has also seen a wave of acquisitions as companies such as Nestle, JAB Holding, and Coca-Cola spend billions to boost their market share. For struggling farmers, though, times are tough. growers around the world have warned coffee company executives in the West of a growing social catastrophe unless they can help to raise farmers' incomes. The main factor behind the latest slide in prices was a bumper coffee crop in Brazil, by far the world's biggest producer. For farmers in Ethiopia, the fluctuations in financial markets in New York quickly feed through to prices at home. While Ethiopia does produce some high-quality varieties, only a small proportion of its beans are sold as exclusive specialty coffees from a specific location.